It's time for the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show.
Big wins in Nebraska volleyball history, that regional final. The slide, Andy Jackson, kaboom! Point Big Red Red tied at 9 in the first. Here come the Spartans. Fed left, swing by Taylor, hold and blocked. It was a block Mardi Gras. And Merritt Beeson had a little help from Andy Jackson. That's 13 feet of combined humanity. 4-3 Nebraska, set 3. Served by the setter and the senior. Back row swing Nebraska. Merritt Beeson off the ticket out. We're done in East Lansing. 25-15, 25-19, 25-15 Husker dominance on this Friday night. Served by the setter and the senior. Back row swing Nebraska. Merritt Beeson off the ticket out. We're done in East Lansing. 25-15, 25-19, 25-15 Husker dominance on this Friday night.
Now, here's your host, John Baylor.
Greetings, Nebraska. Welcome to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, hello, hello. Thursday night, 6 until 7 Central. My name's John Baylor. Soon to be joined by the star of the Husker Volleyball Show, the head coach in his 25th year. That's a quarter century. Mr. John Cook. Your Huskers are taking on the Fighting Illini tomorrow night. It's a 7 o'clock start at the Devaney Center. We take to the air at 6 p.m., 1 hour pregame. Hello. Fighting Illini has won 5 in a row. 5 in a row for Illinois ever since losing to Nebraska on October 3. So they were smarting, they were ticked off, and then they won 5 in a row. Northwestern at Michigan in 3. That's impressive. At Michigan State, 5. Indiana, they swept. Maryland, they swept. And here they're getting their second chance at Nebraska tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. And then Saturday night, toughest ticket in town as well. Michigan is here, most improved team in the Big Ten. A year ago, 7-22, 5-15 in the conference. The Wolverines this year in volleyball, 15-4 already. And they've already won 5 matches in the conference, and they have 12 left. So Illinois and Michigan, 7 o'clock starts tomorrow and Saturday night. And you can chime in, 402-413-2400. I'm John Baylor. Here's the head coach, John Cook. Good evening.
JB, good evening.
Great to see you. Now hold everything. Last night, Gregory Gymnasium, Austin, Texas. A&M's in town. The resumption of an age-old rivalry. It goes down back centuries. They're playing volleyball. A&M and Texas surrounding a net. Huge surprise. You saw it. What did you see?
Well, it was, let's see, Texas, both games they won were deuce games. Texas A&M won the other ones, like 25-20. Then it came down to the fifth. I don't know if it was the final, it was 18-16 or something like that. But, it's the old deal. We've seen it before, too. But Texas A&M's got 2 players from Texas. Of course, didn't get recruited by Texas. So, and both those guys did a great job, and nice. And it was a great match. And
how does Texas lose to A&M? I haven't seen much of A&M this year, but you got Madison Skinner. Yeah. You got all these transfers. I mean, they're loaded, and they've got the returning national champs. You got returning setter. You got returning starting libero. But are they still messing with the lineup there in Texas?
JB, I'm not in the practices, and I don't know. But
last night's match,
it's college volleyball, and I think it was their first conference match. They're like 79 straight conference matches they've won.
Yeah.
So it was their first conference match. Of course, they were in the Big 12, but I was looking at the Big 12 now. I mean, it's a heck of a volleyball conference. Yeah. I mean, Kansas, I think, is at the top, but I mean, you got Baylor, TCU.
Yeah.
Is Colorado in there?
Colorado's in there. They're solid.
Iowa State.
Utah.
They had a great match. Iowa State had a great match last night. Was playing Kansas. And they're ranked 9th. But, boy, there's a lot of really good teams. And there's other ones. I can't remember.
K-State?
K-State. It's a big conference now.
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Arizona State.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Arizona State's second. Kansas is first right now.
Here's your dark horse in the Big 12 race. Beth Lanier's Utah Utes.
Yeah.
She always has a great team. She's been there for 32 years.
Yeah,
she makes you look like a rookie coach.
I know. We're trying to get them on the schedule next year to come to Lincoln.
They came here recently about 8 years ago. They had the lefty who played on the left side.
Yeah,
she was awesome.
Yeah, she was great.
Gosh, she was great. And I remember the 5-gamer against them second round. Boy, when was that? That was at the Devaney, early years of the Devaney.
Yeah,
had some battles with the Utes.
We've had some battles. So I think they're coming back. They're They like coming here because of, basically get their trip paid for. They even, make money, and it's.
Plus, you got the Haymarket,
yeah.
you got Wilderness Park, you got Gateways. I mean, who wouldn't? It's a great trip.
Yeah, and she gets to be interviewed by you in the pregame.
That hour pregame, we got to find ways to fill it.
She wrote a book, so you got to ask her about
Beth,
it.
what'd she write about? Surviving.
It's a book about. It's kind of a business leadership book.
She's impressive.
Yeah, she's kind of an unknown.
Well, there was the year 2008. Sydney Anderson comes here, saves the Huskers, one of the great seasons of all time, setter for Nebraska. Same year, Utah loses like an outside to Washington. I don't know how. It's like an exodus the same year. And that outside started for Washington.
Oh, yeah, she started every match.
And they still, that year and or the next, got to like the Sweet 16 or Elite 8. I just went up trying to say, it's just amazing what you're doing here.
Yeah, she's a really good coach.
So, Texas, I know it's early, but I don't want anyone to get falsely confident here in Husker Nation, because October is a big difference from December.
Yeah.
And remember, they got swept by K-State late last year.
I know.
But they're still finding themselves at 4 or 5 losses. I mean, but you looked at the most recent rankings, Huskers get the number 1 seed if it were a season end now. Guess who gets 8 and 9?
Yeah, Texas.
Texas and Wisconsin.
There's a lot of volleyball left to be played, JB. So this is a big weekend. Louisville goes. This is Danny called me 2 days ago. They play at Pitt tomorrow night, then they have to fly all the way to Dallas and play SMU Sunday at 12 o'clock.
Did you tell her
that is a tough weekend.
Did you tell her that Moody Arena is like a volleyball morgue for opponents this year? I mean,
she knows. She knows, and I'm sure they'll. Well, I don't know. They didn't have that big a crowd for Pittsburgh. They sold it out for us. They only had like 2,000.
8,600 for us, but I think it was like 4,000.
Well, I didn't think it was that much.
Okay.
I think it was like 2,800 or something. I was shocked.
Panther volleyball fans, they don't travel.
Yeah.
They did.
Anyway, SMU's. They're for real, and there's just so many great teams. That's there's probably 10 teams that could win the national championship.
Legitimately, you think not just a puncher's chance, but like a legitimate, plausible opportunity to win the national championship. 10. How does that compare with 4 years ago? 6 years ago?
I mean, there was a lot of talk about some teams maybe getting to the Final Four. Florida State gets there, a BYU gets there. But maybe there was only 2 or 3 teams that could, really win it.
That few.
Yeah, and maybe four, but they'd have to get there. And now I think you got 10, maybe more.
Well, Texas.
I mean, look at Texas and Wisconsin are 8 and 9. So those guys could win a national championship, and there's some teams behind them.
I'm throwing A&M in the soup right now. They just took down Texas on the road.
Yeah. So it's college sports. It's just. Very competitive. It's the same thing in football. I mean, who thought Indiana would be undefeated in football right now? And then you got, is it Army?
The show is going great to you.
Yeah, like Army's ranked.
Yeah,
Army's ranked top 25.
Army and Indiana are on a collision course for the national championship in football.
Yeah, and they're running the wishbone. Why aren't we running the wishbone? No, it's
fun
just
to watch.
It's always not about the talent or who has the most NIL. That's important, but it still comes down to teams finding a way to be great as a team. You
hear from Nick Saban, so many others. The head basketball coach at Virginia just resigned. That the head coaches don't seem to be having as much fun. There's so much player empowerment now with NIL and the transfer portal. You seem to be having a great time. What's the secret?
Oh, just around you, JB. You make me feel good. Tony Bennett, so his dad was the basketball coach at Wisconsin when I was there, and Tony Bennett was still playing pro. Would come back, we played pickup noontime basketball. Great guy. I knew he was going to be a great coach. And then, of course, he went there, and he's old school. And I just, it was a shock for him to resign what is it, 2 weeks before the season starts, or they're starting exhibition games.
It's got to be an acute case of burnout.
Yeah,
2 weeks before the.
And I read some of his quotes. He's happy. He feels great. But him and his wife went on a little fall break, a couple days off. We just had it earlier this week, and they went, and he on that trip decided, I'm out.
And so he's younger than you. He's probably what? 58, 55,
he's
maybe.
in his 50s. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But is volleyball a little behind when it comes to the intensity that the basketball and football guys have? You hear like 24/7, 12-month-a-year recruiting going on. You can't sleep. You got to recruit your own players. Is it not quite that much yet in volleyball?
I mean, I can't compare. They also have bigger staffs, more people. We got to kind of do everything. In the old days, we were doing everything. Doing travel,
When you were the assistant
securing buses.
When you were the assistant under Coach Pettit, you handled all of it.
Yeah. So anyway, it's I can't compare, but there's coaching's hard.
Andy Jackson, I don't recall a middle gathering so much defensive attention. Is that an exaggeration, or are you noticing that opponents are just they're not putting one blocker, like they're double blocking her almost all the time? Shouldn't that create some real opportunities for your outsides and back rows?
Yeah.
And so you're seeing a lot of one-on-ones for your outsides and your back row.
Yeah. Well, look at our hitting numbers last weekend.
Yeah.
So, but and we're putting her in those situations in practice because they are putting 2 blockers on her. But yeah, that's why you see Merritt hitting the Bic with no block. Somebody else one-on-one. So yeah, it's a good distraction.
Because of that, is that one reason you're getting away at least some more often from the 3 littles in the back row than you were earlier in the season, because you want that back row attack, because it's suddenly you got an open net.
Right. That's why we have to have it to keep teams honest. So if you can pick your poison. If you want to trap Andy, somebody's going to be one on none.
What kind of talent are we looking at here with Andy Jackson? I know it's earlier in her career, and she seems to hit higher than anyone we've ever seen in a long, long time. But walk us through, first of all, how she got here. I've heard this story, but did Texas truly back away from her? Or what's the story on how she ended up here?
Well, you'd have to ask her that. But she said she always dreamed of wanting to go to Texas. She was living in Colorado. Christina Hoteling sent us a video. I said, hey, I want to talk to her. We want to get her here. And I know she visited Texas, and then she came here and just fell in love with it. And I think, she's from Alaska. So, this is probably a better fit for somebody from small town Alaska. And, she's almost, I think it's like a fishing village is where she's from, Soldotna.
Nice.
And so anyway, I think she just felt really comfortable here, and then having the connection with Chris Hoteling. So I think it was just a good fit. And JB, she does some nice things, but she's got a long way to go. She hasn't played a lot of high-level volleyball. She's got a long way to go with some other things, and but she's a competitor.
How much progress has she made thus far in her Husker journey?
Yeah, well, compared to last year, she's a different level this year, but she's still got to get better blocking and little plays at the net. Like there's an overpass, and then some little setter will stuff her, just stuff like that. She's just got to learn. And
the way you can take advantage of a middle is you have to pass well, but you don't always pass well. Is there anything else you can devise because of her potential offensively to get her the ball when you don't necessarily have a good pass?
Maybe down the road, yeah.
Remember my dream for Lawrence Difference all those years. Never came true.
Yeah.
Set her in the back row.
Yeah.
Is that something possibly down the road?
Possibly down the road, yeah.
402. We can always dream. 402-413-2400 if you want to chime in. Hey, John, I'm just wondering why Lindsay is, we got a question from Art in Los Angeles. Lindsay Krause, the tough decision you've got between Lindsay and Taylor Landfair. We couldn't get to the first break before we had this question.
Yeah. I mean, they're competing, so best player plays.
And
that was a quick answer there, JB.
Is it 50-50 prior games and practice, or is it like 80-20 games versus practice, or vice versa?
No, we let them compete during the week. They know they're competing. Layla's competing with our middles, the other middles, Becca and Andy, and the players that don't have as much competition. We talk about they're competing against themselves because how are they going to come in and push and get better? But we've got those players, and we let them compete, and kind of whoever stands out, that's who we're going with.
When do you typically make that decision regarding who starts?
6:05.
Taking in all the data you can get.
Yeah.
Receive 1 year, 0% financing on seed and crop protection when you enroll in Central Valley Ag. Central Valley Ag's Go Early Seed Program. Visit cvacoop.com to learn more. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. And contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy. It is a lot more. Husker Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
There's something to be said for American-made, but at Monolith, we're helping create Nebraska-made. From here in Nebraska, we're producing low-emission carbon black for tires across North America. Soon we'll be providing farmers with locally made fertilizer to reduce our reliance on foreign imports. We're investing hundreds of millions in our multiple Nebraska facilities and employing Nebraskans in high-paying jobs that support families and communities. Monolith, Nebraska-made.
In the game of life, we all face tough moments. Sometimes it feels like we're up against a formidable defense with no way through. Call a timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Don't wait for the final whistle. Reach out, speak up, and let's tackle this together. Because in Nebraska, we're more than a team. We're family. Remember, in times of need, call, text, or chat 988. Presented by Nebraska DHHS.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We're recruiting Teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Find your next luxury vehicle when you shop with Woodhouse Cadillac. Browse our selection of the newest Cadillac models, equipped with luxurious designs and technology that transforms your driving experience. Lease the spacious 2024 Cadillac XT6 for $579 a month for 39 months and 10,000 miles per year. Take advantage of current offers going on now in store or online at woodhousecadillac.com. With approved credit, must have current Cadillac financial lease to qualify. First payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Retired courtesy motor vehicle. Offer expires 10/31/24. See dealer for details.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we are born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker Football Spring Game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Some days you hit snooze. But not today. Today, you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Is your phone system holding you back? We know how important smooth, reliable communication is for your success. Whether your team is working from the office or on the go, you need a phone system that keeps up with your busy day. At Hamilton, we offer business phone systems that adapt to your needs, making every call clear and every connection simple. Upgrade to a Hamilton business phone system where advanced features meet unmatched reliability. Are you ready to transform how you communicate? Better phones, better business. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. I'm John Baylor. There's the head coach, John Cook. And Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. That'll take you back. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Husker Athletics. And this one also brought to you by Dorothy Lynch, home style and light and lean dressing. Endless flavor abilities, Dorothy Lynch. How's the practice and preparation been thus far for Illinois tomorrow night and then Michigan on Saturday night? Huskers have won 15 in a row.
Thanks, JB, for reminding me that. The game has no memory. Haven't you learned that yet? I mean, that should be one of the SAT questions.
Yep.
The game has no. Does the game have any
memory?
Does the game have memory?
No.
The game has no memory.
A&M taught Texas that last night.
Yeah, right. We've had a really nice week. We worked really hard and pushed them hard, challenged them. Every week we try to get 2 points better. How can we get 2 points better? And if we can do that every week, going into the end of the season here, that gives us a great chance. But we want to have that mindset. We're trying to get better every week because it's hard right now to come in and try to get better because everybody's just kind of like surviving. Like this will be the 5th week of the Big Ten. We got 5 more weeks to go, and we are going to have to survive with the road trips we got coming up. So
physically, people are worn out a little bit, or is it mental, or both?
No, I think it's more mental. That was a key. Having fall break this week, they got time to like regroup and get stuff done, get their nails done. That's real important.
That's helpful. If you look good, you feel good.
That's right. Feel good, you play good. You play good, they pay good.
Pedicure. Get a pedicure, you're smiling the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Olivia Malk, how close is she to Lexi Rodriguez's ability currently, and how does she compare with Lexi when Lexi was a freshman?
That's a good question. I mean, first of all, she's really, nothing really phases her. She's got a pretty good serve. She's not as good as defensive player as Lexi, but is getting, and then, but passing, she's, I think, 3rd in the country. So Lexi's 1, she's 3. So that's a pretty big accomplishment for a freshman.
Have you thought about who takes over at that position next year yet? Or
no, JB. We're
focused.
We're thinking about getting to this radio show and
dinner tonight.
Yeah, dinner tonight, and
working out tomorrow. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now
we go one day at a time.
We got a question from Norfolk on using Merritt Beeson out of the back row, a staggered attack. I'm not following it. So here we go. Set Merritt on the right side a little deeper for a back row attack that's unexpected. I've seen the Supernovas do that several times in Omaha. It was quite effective. So Merritt, not so much back middle, but back right.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Wow.
Yeah. You got to take baby steps.
Our listeners.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they're telepathic. Like they see what's going on in practice right now.
Yeah. And when we're confident, we'll start putting that in as an option. You don't want to throw everything out in the beginning. You got to kind of, I like to save things that we can work on, and so we feel like we are getting better, and that's one of them.
Stephanie Samity, amazing career at Minnesota on the right side. There have been some great opposites. Olivia Babcock at Pittsburgh right now is torching the country in volleyball. She's an opposite. But in the program, the opposite is really, as your opposite goes, so goes your team, it seems like. Why is there that greater emphasis on that position, seemingly, than on that position at the college level?
Well, there's a lot of really good left side hitters. So everybody's got good left side hitters. But hitting on the right is completely different, especially for a right-hander. That's why we like left-handers, hitting behind the setter, because the ball is easier for them to track. So it's hard to find really good opposites. And internationally, they're all they have to do is kill the ball. They don't really worry about them playing defense or passing. And so it's just hard to get elite opposites. And, all the top teams are going to have one. That's that's one of the things that separates them.
And can you create one? Like, can you take a outside in high school and turn them into a great opposite?
You can, but, Merritt was I think Merritt was a middle and a left, and, then Florida put her on the right, and that's kind of, her path. So a lot of times they'll move them over there, but, you're going to get the most blocking attempts. You're going to get, if you've played 6 rotations, you're going to get a lot of attacks. So it's a very demanding position, and that's why internationally the 2 highest paid positions when you go play pro are a left side hitter that can play all 6 rotations and an opposite.
Who can terminate.
Yeah.
If you
look at the Olympics, the 2 teams in the gold medal match, USA, Annie Drews had a great match, big lefty, and then Paola from Italy, was the MVP of the Olympics, and she's just an awesome attacker.
Sarah Pavin attacked from the back right a
yeah.
lot, but also back middle.
Yep.
But back right.
She just retired, by the way, yesterday.
What a career.
Yeah. What a career. How many years has that been?
Well, her last year was 17. Hold everything, 07. Her last year was 07. So, 17-year pro.
Yeah. And she's done beach Olympics. She's done the highest level pro leagues.
Canadian indoor, probably.
Yeah, but they can't qualify for the Olympics. That's why she went beach. So she's been doing beach. She played in Brazil, other countries for several years after she left here, and then did the beach thing.
Well, she's probably 39, about to turn 40.
Is that right?
Jordan's a year younger, and Jordan's 38.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So anyway, what a career! What a great player.
My guess is it'd be a lot easier to set a lefty in the back row, especially not just the front, but the back.
Yes.
So is that one reason it's a little tougher for Bergen and Merritt to get connected with Merritt in the back right?
Yep. A right-hander needs more of a perfect set. A left-hander doesn't have to be as perfect.
402-413-2400. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show, brought to you by Union Bank and Trust. Sports Nightly listeners, a reminder that with every block on the court this season, Union Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor Blocking Out Hunger, benefiting the Food Bank of Lincoln. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC. And Husker Extra is the best website and mobile app for everything Husker sports. From the experts at the Omaha World Herald, Lincoln Journal-Star, go to huskerextra.com or search your app store today. More head coach John Cook and your Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the propane tank on your grill first before hosting a tailgate.
Let's fire up.
Here, let me try. Seriously? You didn't check the propane? Who wants chips?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Salt and vinegar?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Shop Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during Jeep Adventure Days. Lease the 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $369 per month. Visit us in Blair or Bellevue or online anytime. Your trusted Jeep dealer since 1991. This is Woodhouse. 39 months, 10,000 miles per year with approved credit. Tax title license extra. For well-qualified returning lease customers, $1,999 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number C241093. Offer expires 10/31/2024. See dealer for details.
Working together, Central Valley Ag unites with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. Add dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From food corn and beans to non-GMOs and organics. For a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract 25,000 bushels or more of value-added grain. Enter at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-notch products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com to find your dealer today.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
The polar bear. Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hupmaker knows who to call when your house is cold enough for hibernation.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hupmaker here. People know me as the polar bear. Don't be like me in the winter and call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty, best warranty in town.
SOS to the rescue.
402-391-2336.
Hello, Husker Nation. This is Lex Rodriguez, All-American Libero, serving you an ace on behalf of Noddle Companies based in Omaha, Nebraska. Noddle Companies is a full-service leader in commercial real estate, digging deep to create thriving communities like the Builders District, Exarban Village, and the contemporary row house townhomes. They bring world-class concepts in fashion, great eats, gorgeous homes, and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. To dig up more information, find them on Facebook and Instagram. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. There's Coach Cook. My name's John Baylor, and we like to celebrate great success on this show. And we think of Nebraska, Coach, as a volleyball state. But we got great hockey coming out of this state now. And we just want to congratulate Lincoln, Nebraska native Lola Reed. Lola Reed just named, for the second time already this season, Hockey East Rookie of the Week, playing for the Boston University Terriers. Grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska. She is tearing it up at Boston University. 2 weeks. She's one of the leading point getters in the country.
Wow.
Playing ice hockey.
Yeah. Be cool to have like a pro hockey team in Nebraska.
Used to.
No, I'm talking about like an NHL team. Omaha.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, it would be sweet.
We used to have the Calgary Flames had a AAA team in Omaha for like 1 year and didn't draw.
Oh, really?
But
they would now.
We would now.
Yeah.
NHL in Omaha, that would be sweet.
Yeah. There's a show right now on Amazon Prime called Face Off.
What's that about?
It's about hockey, NHL hockey.
Behind the scenes.
It's intense, yeah.
Get to know them.
It's intense. Talk about
you're
so competitive, and it comes down to, somebody getting a lucky shot in the corner of the goal.
It's a really intriguing sport in that, you're right. It's not, it can be just something that's sort of surreptitious, something that's just fortunate luck to win games.
Yeah.
Like, did the puck go off the guy's stick? And,
right.
And all of this amazing athleticism, incredible athleticism, these huge guys, they're as big as college linebackers. And it comes down to whether it went off the guy's stick or not and redirected and with the goalie blinded. So I'm a huge hockey fan growing up in Boston. And I just, for years, I've thought, I'd love to see them expand the net a little bit. Just enlarge the net a little. Just give us a little more scoring.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes it's painful to watch, but then sometimes they get all kinds of goals. So it's but yeah, those goalies are pretty good, and they can really cover the. I mean, if you watch this show, they have a lot of camera angles. These guys coming in taking shots. I mean, they have like little windows to try to get it in there. I mean, it's unreal, their control.
I'd be yelling, "Get out of the way!" the whole time because those people try to block it. It's tough to be goalie there. All right, Coach, we got a bunch of questions here coming up. Let's go to Mark in Omaha. Mark, great to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, Mark.
Hello, JB and John. Hey, on that hockey, when Omaha used to have the Omaha Knights here, they were the Rangers farm club.
Well, that'll take you back mid-'70s.
Yeah, did they play in Civic?
No.
Aksarben.
Aksarben.
What are you talking about? The old Aksarben deal.
Oh, wow.
This was the 50s and 60s.
Wow.
Aksarben, rest in peace.
The 70s. And then when they lost the Rangers, then they brought the Flames in, and you're right.
Yep. 1 year didn't work. Aksarben was the best arena named after its home state spelled backwards in the country.
Yeah.
Backwards. Hey, the Lancers were the toughest there because it was real dark and dim in there.
Oh, yeah.
It was tough to play.
It was like mood lighting. You could make out, but you can see the puck.
Anyway, on this year's volleyball team, you guys are really, I was looking at the stats here not too long ago, and it's very statistical. This team here is very dominant on the serve receive issue. You got like 82 aces, about 115 errors, which is great. I think the opponent's got 20 aces at like 200 errors, and that's just phenomenal. And Harper has playing a heck of a center field for you back there. And your middles are hitting about 525, all three of them combined.
Wow.
So you're really solid in a lot of areas. The opponent's hitting is up, but your competition level is quite elevated this year.
Yeah.
Does it the Blackwell middle you have there? She kind of reminds you of Tracy Stalls there. She kind of looks like her, but the same build, hit about the same.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Good stats, good comparison, and they're both her and Tracy are just great people. Really special people.
And Tracy had, I think, the highest attack percentage ever in a single season for a Husker.
Yeah,
500.
Yeah. She was a great player.
Let's go to our. Thanks, Mark. Let's go to Doug, DJ. Oh, to Dr. J in Kearney. Coach, we know you love your routines. Please, JB, please ask him if traveling with security this year has changed their routine or how, if it has affected them.
It really hasn't changed our routine because the officer who travels with us, he's traveled with football for years, so he just kind of knows how it goes. What's weird is like he's always watching out for everybody. He makes sure everybody gets on the bus, gets through the parking lot, gets through. Yeah, he's always there. And then post matches, like I had to come up and see you at Michigan State. Well, I mean, there's
Officer John right behind you.
There's 1,000 Husker fans up there, all trying to get pictures and everything. And I mean, if I would never have got to do the radio because if I would have stopped, because I was getting mobbed. So he's clearing the way. So it really hasn't affected our routine. It's actually helped us a little bit, but it's just these crowds are getting bigger, and people want pictures, they want autographs, they want this, want that, and again, we just feel a little more protected, and he's very good at what he does.
Emma in Springfield wants to know what's the biggest benefit of keeping Merritt in the back row, one extra rotation to swing on the Bic before Harper rotates to the back row?
Well, the statement just answered the question.
Yeah.
we want to have as much firepower as we can, and when Merritt's in that one rotation hitting, Harper is still in the front row, so it gives us more firepower back there. So again, they can't trap Andy or trap Harper.
402-413-2400. Offensive numbers have been huge. How much of that is passing? How much of that is Bergen Riley playing some of our best volleyball ever?
Yeah, I just, all that is, we always have a saying in volleyball, you can be the best hitter in the world. If you don't have a passer or a good setter, you ain't going to be the best hitter in the world. So it's a combination of several things happening. No different than football. Football's they got to block, they got to run, hand it off, they got to run. Same with passing, they got to block. The receivers have to do the right thing. The quarterback has to make the right throw. So it's very similar to that. It has to be a pass set at a good location, and then the hitters have got to make good decisions. So it's a tough skill to be good at.
I like to say that it's a sport where the interdependency is greater than any other sport. Michaela Fecki cannot take over a match by herself.
Right.
LeBron James can.
Yeah, and that's a great analogy. We've used that a lot. And volleyball that's why we call it an ultimate team game. And do you think chemistry is more important then for volleyball than any other sport, team sport? Yeah, I always say this, JB. I'll give you a baseball analogy here. There's 6 people on 900 square feet. Okay, the ball's moving at the equivalent. So the distance when a hard spiker hits at 60 miles an hour, because they're so close defensively, it's equivalent to about 160 mile an hour fastball.
Really?
Yeah. So it's happening very fast. So there has to be great communication. Think about this, serving. Those serves are coming 41, 42 miles an hour. So just think if a car's coming that fast at you and you're standing 45 to 50 feet away, how much time do you have to get out of the way? It's going to happen really quick, right? So they have to make that decision on its serves. And so and they have to work together because those serves are moving. So it's and it's, and you get in long rallies. I mean, who stays with it, who communicates, who stays organized, and that takes leadership on the court, great communication. So that's why it's a team game.
So when Rebecca Alec takes a full swing, it's the equivalent velocity of 160 mile per hour.
She doesn't hit as hard as, she doesn't hit 60 miles an hour, but
Andy Jackson probably does.
Andy, Merritt.
160 mile an hour fastball.
Taylor, those guys are 55.
Because it's such much closer range. It's not going 160,
so it's not,
but it's much closer
what's
range.
baseball, 60 feet?
60 feet, 6 inches.
Yeah, 60 feet. So if I'm spiking at the net, I'm 2 feet off the net, and I'm digging at the 20-foot line, that's 22 feet. So it's a third of what a baseball hitter has to see. Now, that's what's so hard about softball, because softball's closer. They talk about in softball, great pitchers can dominate, and it's hard to hit softballs.
I've already suggested widening the net, so that's blasphemy, number one. Now I'm going to suggest move that rubber back in softball.
Yeah.
So we're losing listeners with every 2 minutes I speak on this show, but I've always thought softball is great a game as it is.
Yeah.
If the rubber is just back a little bit, give the hitters a little better chance.
Yeah.
But volleyball, any rule? We've seen tinkering with the rules of late in volleyball. Are you pretty positive on all these recent rule changes?
I'm very positive on the double contact. It's just cleaned up the game. It's taken a call out. It's taken a judgment call out. The jewelry, I have really no opinion on. There's been a lot of jewelry changes, so you'd have to.
They can wear more. They can wear more.
They can wear more. Yeah. So
how urgent do you think it should be for the NCAA to develop like a Bolt 6 or a Hawkeye technology, because so much of the lengthening of these matches is due to non-volleyball events like green card replay reviews?
Yes, the SEC is already using it. We have a contract, the Big Ten has a contract with TV Sports, so until that contract runs out, we can't upgrade to one of those.
Any idea when that DB Sports contract runs out?
No, you'd have to ask Tony Petiti on that. I don't know. But it is a point of contention with the coaches. We'd like to see that. The other thing that I've been pretty frustrated with, because I am on the rules committee, is we'll call it throws or jams or taking the ball and throwing it. And there's an art to doing it and a skill to doing it. And then there's these refs that don't call anything, and players are taking advantage. It makes it very difficult to dig them, especially if they're taller, higher jumpers.
Get rid of the rule and just let it all go, or enforce the rule?
Enforce it. They're not enforcing it. But internationally, for the next Olympics or the next quadrennium, which we're just starting, we'll start in 2025. Internationally, there's talk they may take out the open hand tip.
Make it illegal.
So you can't do it in beach. Can't do it in beach. Now that's going to help rallies. It'll take away the taking the ball and throwing it. So it's going to take one more call and controversy will play out and make players have to hit or use, just like in beach, they got to use their wrist and their hand and
Any
be
Husker?
creative.
Any Husker using that leniency to our benefit right now?
We've gotten away with a few, yeah.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and also the official auto dealer of Husker Athletics. Stay right there. More Husker Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Working together, Central Valley Ag unites with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. Add dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From food corn and beans to non-GMOs and organics. For a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract 25,000 bushels or more of value-added grain. Enter at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
In the game of life, we all face tough moments. Sometimes it feels like we're up against a formidable block with no way through. Call, text, or chat 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Don't wait for the final set. Reach out, speak up, and let's bump, set, and spike this challenge together. Because in Nebraska, we're more than players. We're a supportive community. Remember, in times of need, call a timeout. Call, text, or chat 988. It's okay to ask for help. We're here for you. Every serve, every pass. Go Big Red. Presented by Nebraska DHHS.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get a 2024 Ford Super Duty for 1.9% with Ford credit financing, or get $2,000 bonus cash only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Tomorrow night, the Huskers take on the Fighting Illini, winners of 5 in a row, 7 o'clock start. And then the most improved team in the Big Ten was Michigan. Michigan on Saturday, as Michigan has won 3 of the last 5, 6 of the last 9. And a week from Friday, the big one at Madison. Wow, try to get tickets for that one. Forget it. That thing has been sold out forever, Nebraska and Wisconsin. But that's a week from Friday up in Madison. Here's Kathy in Lincoln. Kathy, great to have you here on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, Kathy.
Coach, for taking my question. I have been wanting to know, is there something in the making that the 3 Huskers Olympians that were in Paris, is there something that could be that we could recognize these girls as the 3 of them in the middle of our court yet for any match coming up? Is there anything in the making?
Not that I know of, but all 3 of them already have their, their Olympic banners up there from the last Olympics. So, but as far as I know, there's nothing planned, but I'm not in those meetings. And, we have 5 more home matches, so I don't know what they have recognized. I heard that Justine may be coming back at some point. She just got married. Kelsey is, I don't know where she is. And of course, Jordan's here every day.
Justine Wong-Orontes, when you think back to the chance you took when you recruited this tiny setter from Southern California, and now she's the best libero in the world.
Yeah, we had no idea. So that was just luck. Because nobody else was recruiting her, so we needed somebody because Dykstra left. But anyway, that was a great question, and I will ask that question, Kathy. So thank you for bringing that up.
Here's Emma in Missouri. Hello, Emma.
Hi.
Hello, you're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
So I was wondering, with all the hitters and the depth that you have on the team, I've noticed that Skylar hasn't gone in this season. Is she redshirting?
Yeah, we are trying to redshirt her, which means she can't play. If she plays one play, she loses her redshirt year. And, boy, it's been tough because she's developing into a really, really good player. But we just, with the older players and her, and again, we get to get her a little bit stronger, but really pleased with what she's been doing. But that's what we're trying to do. And you just can't if you put them in for one play, that blows the whole year no matter how much they play. So that's what we're trying to do.
Emma, thanks for the call from Missouri.
Yeah.
Skylar's home state.
Yeah, maybe Emma wants to recruit her to Missouri. You ain't playing in Nebraska, come to Missouri.
No, don't do it. Wait, when you redshirt, you trade your worst year for your best?
Yeah.
But you just hope she stays here the whole time.
Yeah. And, the other thing with revenue sharing coming now, there's a big incentive to be at college.
Yeah, what's the rush?
Because, they're going to, start taking part in the revenue sharing. So the game's changed.
I think adulthood's overrated.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in college and it's paid for already, forget about the revenue sharing. Hang out if you can. I mean, John Belushi had to figure it out. 8 years. That's not a bad idea, especially if you're getting paid. All right, so you got Illinois tomorrow. How much better a team do they look like now, having won 5 in a row since you saw them?
Yeah, they're on fire right now. Raina Terry is one of the best hitters in the country. Their setter's a great jump server, and they got one of their middles has been really emerging. So this is going to be every night in the Big Ten is a really great test, and so we're going to have our hands full, and Huskers are going to have to fire up.
The Nebraska Radio Network Broadcast Center right here is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Everybody healthy?
As far as I know, JB, but here's the deal. I want our fans to realize we only have 5 home matches guaranteed left. So bring your A game.
Thanks, Coach. That's head coach John Cook. Stay right there. Sports Nightly coming up. Greg and Jessica. My name's John Baylor for the head coach. Until tomorrow night against Illinois, 6 o'clock Central Time, pregame. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the Game Day Special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Last season was a banner year for the Huskers, winning 5 Big Ten titles. Nebraska also finished in the top 25 in the Directors' Cup standings. Beardmore Subaru congratulates Husker Athletics and Nebraska student athletes for all their achievements and stands behind you again this season. Go Big Red! Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester, the same trusted SUV it's always been, only more so. Love begins with trust.
Good evening, I'm Josh Shilkman, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the Department of Health and Human Services. Husker football coach Matt Rhule spoke to the media earlier today, and he was asked about the challenge of playing Ohio State on Saturday.
I just think Ohio State's a great team. It's a great opportunity for our guys. We have a lot of really good football players. Guys are going to play for a long time in the National Football League, both seniors and freshmen. So you have a chance to go out and challenge yourself against the best and see where you are, and you have to go play well.
Kickoff between the Huskers and the Buckeyes is at 11 o'clock Central Time on Saturday. Pregame at 7 right here on the Huskers Radio Network. The Nebraska women's basketball team earned another top 25 national ranking today as they were voted number 23 in the USA Today coaches poll. The Huskers were previously ranked 23rd in the AP preseason poll. And he opens the season with an exhibition game on Sunday at 6 o'clock p.m. against Doane. Stay tuned for a conversation with Husker coach Amy Williams here in Hour 2 of Sports Nightly. And NFL Thursday Night Football coming up in just a few minutes from Los Angeles. The 2-4 Rams hosting the 5-1 Vikings. In college football, Syracuse and number 19 Pitt, and the Panthers up 17-0 on Syracuse early in that one. Our sports sticker is brought to you by the Department of Health and Human Services. Call timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staff are trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Back to throw is Rourke being rushed, gets hit, and goes down. The Huskers get him a sack. It's Mekhi Bear with a sack for the Big Red, his first of the year, and the Husker black shirts do rise to the occasion and shut off the Indiana drive. Tight formation, no wideouts, bounced outside, under center. They turn, give it off again to Barney around the left side of the 5. Touchdown, Nebraska! Ja'Cory Barney with a little end around for Nebraska, and the Huskers are on the board here in Bloomington.
Free ball back. Here come the Huskers. Middle back. Harper. Kaboom! Whoa! If they're looking for the local, they're missing the express because Andy and Harper are launching tonight. It's 9-6 Big Red. One hand set. Olivia Mauk has to put it over. Now the Buckeyes back set. Lon top. Olivia Mauk the dig. Nebraska by 4 with the ball. Outside Harper. No. The dig shot was across the net. Rebecca Alec. Kaboom. 20-15 Nebraska.
Now, here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome back. Hour number 2, Sports Nightly. This is our last hour of the night, last hour of the week. We will not have a show tomorrow night because of Husker volleyball. As they take on the Fighting Illini, 7 o'clock first serve, 6 o'clock for pregame coverage. We hope you enjoyed last hour. How can you not enjoy the John and John show? Cook and Baylor, always entertaining. So hope you enjoyed that one. Home matches.
You never know what they're going to chat about. Never.
Nope. What road will they travel?
Your guess is better than mine.
That's exactly right. All right, let's just start out the hour. Let's get it off with the bang in our Choices Treatment Center Big Ten Picks segment. We got the big dog. We got the marathon man. Everybody fired up, ready to make some picks, right, Jeremiah?
Marathon man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I had a good week last week. I'm excited. I'm coming back. I'm storming back. I'm excited with what we got going here.
So my birthday was Sunday, and I go out to dinner on Saturday night, and I'm, trying to be present and enjoy my birthday, and I get these texts. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he had to make sure and let me know with every single win he got throughout the day that he was picking up win after win. So obviously Searles had a good week.
In the words of Stefan Diggs, I am never the bigger man.
You are a terrible winner.
Terrible winner. I'm a terrible winner. Always lose with grace, win with no humility.
Well, let's see how everybody did last week. Wisconsin and Northwestern, we all picked the Badgers. They win pretty handily, so yay, team. UCLA at Rutgers. Jessica, congratulations. You sensed a Bruin win. I thought it was going to be the week before. I didn't stay with them. I should have. You got the point, UCLA.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Huskers, because UCLA's starting to put some things together. But, yeah, I don't know. You had called it the week before, and they started to look better. So and Rutgers just looked awful the week before. So I just thought maybe this is their week, and it ended up being their week.
Michigan and Illinois, Jeremiah and the students go with the Fighting Illini. Well done. Did you like the unis, by the way, Jeremiah?
I mean, to an extent, I feel bad for the person that had to paint each helmet for 2 hours at a time for that. I mean, they looked pretty cool, but really cool the way the broadcast did it too, with like the old-timey in the booth. And I mean, I knew it was going to be a physical football game, but man, Michigan's quarterback situation, I feel like I say it every single week. It seems like it keeps getting worse.
It's a mess.
Like every time I turn it on, I'm like, oh, there's another pick. Oh, there's another fumble. Like they are in so much trouble on the offensive side of the football.
Yep, it's a mess. Iowa, Michigan State, we all missed it. We all went Hawkeyes. That was a surprising big win for Jonathan Smith early in his tenure in East Lansing. Alabama at Tennessee. We were divided on this one. Jeremiah, you, Josh, and I had Tennessee. Jess and the students go Alabama. Terrific football game. And, man, there's some hot water already on Coach DeBoer having a second loss at Bama already.
Yeah, and it looked like Bama was going to maybe win that game. But, yeah, you mentioned, I mean, just a great football game. But Alabama, they're not used to losing that many games in a season already. And they still have some tough ones ahead.
They do.
Yeah, so it's not like it's getting – they're going to just win the rest of the season. There's no guarantee they're not going to add a few more losses to that record.
Well, another team – go ahead, Jeremiah.
I think there's some culture questions at Alabama right now. I mean, I'm seeing some things from that team, and I know Nick Saban's gone, but the play that sticks out to my mind is they ran a quarterback sneak, and as they're doing it, two receivers are like split out doing like the Michael Jordan fadeaway 3-shot as they're doing the quarterback sneak on a 4th down, and they don't convert it. And I'm like, what is happening over there? Like, this is super undisciplined, not good Alabama football. I know you're trying to get away from the, like, dictator that Saban was, but I'm worried they may have swung the pendulum a little too far from how to play disciplined football down there in Tuscaloosa.
We'll see how that goes. Well, another team with quarterback issues is Oklahoma. I'm kicking myself. I took the Sooners last week, so did Jess. The other 3 took South Carolina. They are a mess in Norman.
Yeah, fired the offensive coordinator, needed to make a move. But as soon as we were done with that segment, I felt awful about that pick. I knew it was a bad pick. But, you know, very happy for Shane Beamer. I think he's doing some good things at South Carolina. Him and his family go back to Oklahoma where they spent several years. So, you know, he's one of the good ones in college football coaching, so I'm happy for him. But I am really mad at myself for taking that pick because I knew it was a bad one as soon as I left the studio that night.
All right, Georgia, Texas. We were divided on this one. Jess, you, Jeremiah, and the students got the Dogs right. I went with Texas, and, man, they went down in flames. Pretty impressive performance, Jeremiah, by the Dogs.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers and Archie Manning sitting on the sideline looking very lost. I mean, they ran into a buzzsaw of a Georgia team that had something to prove, felt like they needed to come out there and be the most physical football team. And in the line of scrimmage there, both sides of the ball, the line of scrimmage just got absolutely dominated by the Dogs. They still proved that they're the team to beat in the country, in my opinion.
I feel like that was the true welcome to the SEC moment for Texas.
Yes, 100%. Like, you want to play with the big boys? All right, come on down here and see what it's really all about.
All right, LSU, Arkansas. Josh, you tried to steal a point and get the Razorbacks, but it did not happen. They get beat. Everybody else got that one right. I knew what you're doing, though, but it didn't work.
I said it in the moment. This is a bad pick, and it turned out I was right. So, didn't work out.
Happens. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. We all took the Irish. We all took the Canes, and they got a win in a wild game with Louisville. A ton of points, almost like an indoor football score for that one. All right, our Husker question was, does Nebraska score in the first quarter? We were all confident except the students. We didn't score, so the students pick a point up on us.
Man.
So.
Dang it.
We only scored once in the entire game. So.
Thank you.
That was...
I needed to hear that
thanks for
again.
the reminder.
Trust me, I had to rewatch it back twice just to make sure I wasn't crazy with what I saw.
So for the week, the students and Jeremiah go 8-3, Jess 6-5, Josh, you and I 5-6. It has tightened up, folks. The students have a 5-game lead over Jess, you and Jeremiah. Jeremiah's jumped me. Josh and I are a game back to you guys. It has really gotten tight.
Wow. All I got to say is we better go after the students.
That's what I was going to say. It's tight for second, not for first.
Charles is too busy trying to take me. He's too busy trying to take me and you out. He needs to be going after those students.
Hey, one at a time. Took Greg out. You're next.
Moving target of those students out there. All right, let's get into this week's game. Again, brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. Washington at Indiana. Hoosiers, even with a backup quarterback, 6.5-point favorite. They are not going to let this one get away. They win. They keep the magic season going in Bloomington. I got the Hoosiers.
Not so fast.
Whoa.
I am going to go with Washington without Rourke back there. He is just such a huge part of this offense. I think they're maybe feeling a little confident. Also, Washington coming off a bye. They had 2 weeks to think about that loss at Iowa. Give me the Huskies, maybe trying to steal a point here. And I picked Washington a bunch. They're going to get me a point eventually. I don't know if it's this week, but eventually they're going to get me a point.
I love it. Well, I think you're completely off base here, Jess. You got college game day. You've got all the excitement. I love what their coach, the cockiness of him is starting to rub off on me a little bit. I think his team's embracing it. They're going to rely heavily on that run game. If you look at what Washington's kind of Achilles heel is, for me, it's their run defense. They were able to do whatever they wanted against Nebraska. They've scored 40-plus points in every single game. That doesn't slow down against Washington. I like the Hoosiers here as well.
Yeah, same. That Indiana played like the 95 Huskers on Saturday, so I'm not picking against them whether they have their backup quarterback in or not, at least until they lose one game.
Students go Indiana, so just chance for you to steal a point. Maryland at Minnesota. The Gophers have quietly won back-to-back games. They're coming off of a bye week. Maryland got the nice come-from-behind win over SC. It's in Minneapolis. Jess, the Gophers favored by 4.
I am going to take the road team and the underdog in this, but I got Maryland because I think they got some things rolling. I still don't know about Minnesota, and I figured Searles would go with the Gophers, so here's me a chance to go separate of him.
Row that boat, baby. Let me see it. I think Minnesota is they're sneakily putting together another great 7-5 season for them. It's what they do, which is how they operate. They find ways to make games boring. Maryland wants to run up the score, not so fast.
Yep.
Let's slow it down. I like the Gopher.
Searles bleeds maroon and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Maroon and gold.
Absolutely. I row that boat. I row that boat.
I'm actually going Minnesota here, too. Gophers have been playing a lot better of late. Terrapins are kind of on the other direction, so, yeah, I'm going Minnesota, too.
Yep, students, Minnesota. So am I, Jess. You're out there again. How about
Let's go.
2 for 2?
Okay.
Let's go to primetime Camp Randall. Penn State at Wisconsin. Nittany Lions favored by 6.5. Jeremiah. Tough place to play, though, at night in Camp Randall.
Yeah, jump around. I've got the stuff. They've got some stuff figured out. I mean, it's hard for me to get that USC Penn State game out of my mind where they started off slow, but I think I have to go Nittany Lions here. Just a little bit too much talent gap between Wisconsin and Nittany Lions.
Wrong team favored. Penn State, I'm going to call them a paper tiger or a paper lion, I guess, in this case. Wisconsin, tough at home. I think they've kind of found their stride, figured out what they're doing offensively, and I think they're going to pull the upset.
Students are Nittany Lions. I am as well. I just think they've got too much talent, and they'll win a close game, but this is going to go down to the wire. But Penn State, I think, survives and stays unbeaten.
Yeah, obviously I'm not picking against Penn State, but I also don't know how Wisconsin's got some things rolling, but they're also against some teams that I don't know. They're nowhere close to Penn State, so I've got Penn State.
All right. Josh, coming to you from Michigan State. In Michigan, the Wolverines favored by 4.
Yeah, Michigan State beat Iowa last week. I think Iowa and Michigan are similar teams, so it seems like maybe the Spartans would have another chance at a win here, but I'm going to go with the Wolverines again, even though they've burned me multiple times this season. I don't know. It's hard for me to keep picking them, but I guess I'll pick Michigan one more time.
The students are with you. I'm going Sparty. I think Sparty's better coach. I think they got a better play at quarterback right now, and I think they go on the road and win this game. I think Jonathan Smith's doing a heck of a job in East Lansing. Give me Sparty, Jess, in this one.
I think he is too, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Michigan at home. I don't know why. As Searles said, the quarterback play is awful, but I don't know. I just can't pick Michigan State, so I'm going to go with Michigan.
This was a tough one for me, but I think I'm going to go with Sparty here as well. I think this might be the game where Michigan completely goes off the rails. You see guys start talking about, oh, my back. I'm going to go to the NFL next year. My back hurts the rest of the year. And Sharon Moore is going to be in some hot water. I don't think they have enough stuff figured out, and the defense is going to start pointing fingers over there at that offense here pretty soon. So I like Sparty.
Love it. We're divided on that one. All right, let's go to one.
Students go.
The students went Michigan. So, yeah, it's 3-2. Notre Dame, Navy. Navy undefeated. This line's ridiculous. There's no way Notre Dame covers a 13.5, but they win the game, maybe by a field goal. So the Irish survive, give Navy a loss, but this, I think, is going to be a good football game.
I got Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't. That line is crazy. Navy's a good football team.
Yes.
They're really well coached. They're very disciplined. They're not going to beat themselves. I do think that at one point Navy is leading, but I think Notre Dame comes back and wins.
Yeah, Navy has been impressive this season. They haven't really played a tough schedule, so if they beat the Irish, I'll start really believing in them as maybe a playoff team, but until then, give me the Golden Domers.
All right, all 5. The students are also Notre Dame, so all 5 of us with the Irish. BYU, undefeated in Big Ten play right now at UCF, and they're an underdog. UCF, a home favorite, Jess, in this game. How about this game in the Big 12?
Give me the darlings of the Big 12. Give me BYU. I think they keep it rolling. I mean, they're on the fringe of, they're in the driver's seat of the Big 12 championship. If they keep it rolling, maybe you're talking even a college football playoff appearance. I think they keep it rolling.
It's a tough place to play. UCF's done a nice job for, being a smaller program and coming into the Big 12, and now they're out there selling out. Game day was there a couple weeks ago. They've had some good performances, but BYU is just a super solid football team all the way across, all 3 phases. They do a great job. So give me the BYUs.
Yeah, Cougars are battle tested. UCF, yeah, they haven't had a great season. They are at home, so maybe not as easy as what it looks like on paper, but I'm going with BYU too.
So with the students, UCF can't close. They've had a couple of games right there to win and can't finish them off, including last week in Ames where they had the Cyclones on the ropes. When you can't close, it kind of gets into your mind a little bit. BYU, I think, tougher mentally, better quarterback play. I'm with the Cougs as well, so all 5 of us go BYU. All right, let's go to the SEC. This is a battle for first place. LSU, Texas A&M. Jeremiah, both these teams undefeated in conference play. How about this matchup between the Aggies and the Tigers?
This is going to be a heavyweight battle back and forth, and I think I'm just going to lean with the home team here. Kyle Field's going to be rocking. LSU's offensive line's only given up like 1 sack all year. I think that changes this week. I think they find a way to get after the quarterback. Gig 'em.
I'm ready to be burned by the Aggies again. I'm going to pick LSU. I don't think I've picked A&M at all once this year, and I think that's hurt me like at least 2 or 3 times. So I don't know. Going LSU, they helped me earlier. I think that they're on the right trajectory. So yep, give me the Tigers.
Students are with the Aggies. I think Mike Elko has done a tremendous job. I think he's a heck of a football coach. I didn't know if it would work, if he could translate to that culture, but I think he's got them believing. I think A&M wins at home in a heck of a football game on Saturday night.
My 2 favorite teams in all the world.
Really?
No, not at all. This is like the lesser of 2 evils. Give me the home team, Texas A&M.
Okay. Josh swimming upstream in that one. Love it. All right, let's go to the Big 12. Texas Tech, who I've had a hard time getting a handle on all year.
I think everybody has.
TCU. Frogs, almost a touchdown favorite in this game. Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, both teams have been pretty inconsistent this season. I really don't know why TCU is this big of a favorite. I'm just going to trust Vegas on this one and go with the Horned Frogs.
Okay. Students go Texas Tech. I'm with you. I kind of think, well, Vegas maybe knows better than I. I'll go with the home team. Give me the Frogs to win. I'm with you. I don't think it should be a touchdown difference, but it is. But give me TCU.
This rivalry is bonkers, and they have proven year in and year out. It's one of those kind of like the Cotton Bowl in OU and Texas. It's just, you never know. But the overall series history is 33-30-3.
Wow.
So it's pretty even, but I'm with you. What the heck is Texas Tech? But I still think they can outscore, so I'm going with the offense. They're basically doing it by themselves, the Texas Tech offense. So give me the Red Raider offense to beat TCU.
Ooh, I'm going with TCU here. The home team with Vegas. I got to fight one on the students here. I got to fight one with Jessica. So I'm just going here to try and pick one off here. I don't feel good about this pick at all.
All right. Confident. Love it. All right. Oklahoma State at Baylor. Baylor favored by a touch. I think the Cowboys found something last week. Darn near beat BYU. Had it in the last minute to a chance to get a huge road win. I think they kind of found something a little bit. Give me the Cowboys to go on the road and get a win over Baylor.
Yeah. Against my better judgment, I'm going to go with the Cowboys. They're looking for their first Big 12 road win, or first Big 12 win overall. Yeah. And Baylor's looking for their first Big 12 home win in 2 years. But I got Oklahoma State. I don't know why they keep burning me, but I'm going to go with them.
I want to take Oklahoma State here, but Baylor, coming off last week, they found a way to beat Tech. They put 59 points up on Tech last week. I'm going to go with the Baylor Bears here at home. They're going to be confident, kind of like you said, with Tech or with Oklahoma State kind of almost figuring something out. Sometimes that's wearing on you a little bit. That's one of those things where it's like, man, again, the hump, right? Can't get over the hump, can't figure it out. I like Baylor.
I'm going to go with Oklahoma State, too. They showed life against BYU, like you said, Greg. I think specifically their run game, Ollie Gordon, finally, it seems like maybe he's got some life in those legs again. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Cowboys on the road to get this one done.
The students are with the Cowboys, so it's Jeremiah is swimming up the stream in this one with Bader. Interesting. All right, Jess, Colorado. They're kind of turning things around. They're a game away from being bowl eligible. Cincinnati's also 5-2. This line's inside of a touch in Boulder. How about CU and CU?
Colorado always finds some miracle at home. They're hard to beat at home. I'm going to go with the Buffs. I think they keep it rolling.
Never Colorado, Cincinnati.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Buffs have it rolling a little bit. Like Jess said, home for this one. Cincinnati is no slouch, but I think Colorado's the pick here.
All right. And our Husker question for the week. Is this the week Thomas Fedoni scores a touchdown?
What did you pick?
Colorado.
You got Colorado?
I'm sorry, yeah,
And
Colorado.
the students got?
Colorado.
Okay.
So
So Sorrell's is swimming upstream again.
He is.
Wow.
Dante Corleone. You remember that name.
Yep.
Defensive lineman for Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's good.
That is going to be a first or second round pick, is going to eat this offensive line alive up front. He is incredible, and he's a big reason why Shadur Sanders is not going to feel comfortable in that pocket.
So, Jeremiah, last 2 games, you're battling up against the stream. So, this will be fun.
Love it.
Husker question, does Thomas Fedoni score his first touchdown? I'm going to say no, not this week. It's coming, but I don't think it's going to be this week.
You know what? I'll say yes.
Good.
I'm going to go no. I think we're going to really try and focus on the ground game this week. I think if we need to get in the end zone, it's going to be on the backs of Dante Dowdell and our running back core, because I think it's going to be tough to get in the end zone against this football team.
Yeah, I just feel like the odds, Huskers might score 31 points and he might not get a touchdown. So I'm going to say no on this one.
They are targeting more right now.
That's true. That's a good point.
They are looking for him. He had a lot of targets last week. I think he's a big part of the plan.
Because he's my Cornhusker conversation, I'm going to say yes.
There you go.
Beautiful.
You know?
That's great. All right.
I'll gladly forfeit the point.
How are we feeling? Everybody feeling good about it?
This weekend?
Yeah.
No.
Our picks?
I'm sorry.
Picks.
Or the picks, yes. Picks,
All right.
yes.
Obviously,
Feel good about
Searles
the
is
picks.
feeling
Husker
good.
game, no.
All right. Enjoy the games, Jeremiah. We appreciate it.
Yes, enjoy the trip to Columbus. Enjoy the atmosphere. That place is, I got to play in it once. It's an incredible atmosphere. The shoe is super fun, so enjoy that.
We will. Hey, Choices Treatment Center, if you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. They've got offices in Lincoln and Columbus. We're back to talk Husker women's basketball. Jess sits down with Amy Williams next.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we are born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Hey Husker fans, Coach Rule here, thanking you for your incredible support of Nebraska football. We're working every day to bring championship football back to Nebraska. Just as important is your contribution to 1890 Nebraska, the official NIL collective of Husker Athletics. Every contribution, no matter how small, makes a big impact. Your support helps us recruit and retain top talent, bringing a winning program that can compete at the highest level. Visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEBNIL to 801-801 now.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get a 2024 Ford Super Duty for 1.9% with Ford credit financing, or get $2,000 bonus cash only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Last season was a banner year for the Huskers, winning 5 Big Ten titles. Nebraska also finished in the top 25 in the Directors' Cup standings. Beardmore Subaru congratulates Husker Athletics and Nebraska student athletes for all their achievements and stands behind you again this season. Go Big Red! Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester, the same trusted SUV it's always been, only more so. Love begins with trust.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. So we welcome you back to Sports Nightly. We are just days away from the exhibition contest for Nebraska women's basketball top 25 team heading into the season. So to preview the season, we've got Amy Williams joining us here in studio. Thanks for being here with us. Can you believe it's here?
No, not really. I think every head coach in the country probably feels like, hey, we need a few more weeks to practice before we put it out there in front of our fan base. But I am really excited to get things kicked off. This is a fun group. I absolutely love coaching them. So excited to to give them an opportunity to be back in Pinnacle Bank Arena and playing in front of our fan base.
So you got the exhibition contest coming up 6 o'clock on Sunday against Doane before the opener on November 4th against Omaha. But so far, you know, before we dive too far into that, how has the preseason gone? How have you liked the way that this team has put some things together here over these last few weeks?
Yeah, I think we've had just such a great blend of upperclassmen, kind of returners that are trying to step up in leadership roles and doing everything they can to help our new kids to really adjust as quickly as possible. So I've seen great leadership growth out of players like Callan Hake, Kendall Moriarty, Kendall Coley, Alexis Markowski, Allison Widener. Even though it's been 18 months since she's been on the court competitively, she's been a great leader for us, even off the court for the last 18 months, but really stepping into kind of that role as well. And so it's been fun to watch those returners that have been in the program for a while really help those new players be able to make the adjustment a little quicker.
So you guys going into the season, a top 25 ranking, and I know the preseason rankings don't matter much, but as a coach, as the head coach of the program, you got to like that's kind of what you want for your program, is to go into a season with that number beside your name, right?
Absolutely. I think that's something that, you know, the team that we had here last year did a lot to earn that recognition for us to be coming into this season preseason ranked, which is exactly where we want to be. But, you know, I can say, and I think every player on our roster would agree that, you know, we haven't consistently performed like a top 25 team in the country just yet. And I know it's still early, but we're striving for more consistency this year. We know that's what it's going to take to reach the goals that we have for our program. And so that's something that we need to take personally and be able to start shoring up as quickly as possible here early in the season.
Is that a good thing, too, just again with it's a long season, I know, but to already have that recognition so that people across the country already are paying close attention to Nebraska basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's something we want to have happen. We want our team and our program to be mentioned amongst the best in the country. And so that's absolutely right where we want to be. We know that that comes with some negatives. You know, there's always going to be a target. There's people gunning for you when you're in that position. And there's things that go along with those expectations. But right now, we welcome those. We want to be able to just continue to lock in, and regardless of what other people on the outside are saying about our program, is to just be able to focus on, you know, the consistency that it's going to take for us to be the best version of ourselves.
So you go to the NCAA tournament last year and win a game. With each new team, how do you go about approaching what are the goals and expectations, and how do you, each team, how do they manage kind of what you're hoping to achieve in a season?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we just kind of let that come to us, like, you know, organically about, like, you know, hey, what do we want for this group? We're not, we're always going to try to build off of what happened from the program before and find ways to raise the bar for the program. But I think what happens is this is a completely new team. A lot of new faces, and we need them to be able to put their stamp on, you know, what are their expectations, what do they want to do in their time at Nebraska as well. And so I think as we start to mesh together, come together, this group will define, like, eventually what the ultimate goals are for our team. But right now, the goals are just daily to be as consistent as we can with our energy and our effort, as consistent as we can with our execution, and as consistent as we can from drill to drill every day in practice. And then I think eventually we'll be able to see right where we feel like this team should end up.
Alexis Markowski heading into her senior season. It's hard to believe that she's a senior. That I'm sitting here saying Alexis is a senior.
I know. How did that happen so fast?
I have no idea. Yeah. But, you know, she just is a player that we've seen continue to grow, and she had a heck of a junior season. How does she build off that? How does she be even better here in her last season? And I know she's still got a ton of records that she can chase and put her name at the top of the record books here this season.
Yeah, well, I think the best thing that she can do is to just not even worry about or think about, what records are being chased. That's the best thing about Lex, is that, that kind of stuff is taken care of itself kind of just naturally. But what she cares about is winning. And I just want to win. I just want to help this team win. And when you have that attitude, it seems like really good things happen. I know that, Alexis and I have talked a lot about just, I'm going to soak up every single day that I have to coach her, because it's been such a joy for 3 years to be able to coach her. And I think she feels the same about just soaking up every day that she gets to spend in a Husker uniform. So just live in the moment, enjoy your teammates, give everything you got on the court, and the rest of that other stuff will all take care of itself.
Absolutely. Allison Widener obviously is another player that I know Husker fans are really anxious to see back out there on the court. We had her on the program, but we haven't talked to you since she's been fully released. How has she looked? How is she coming along, coming off the injuries?
Well, I just am thrilled with the way she's coming off the injuries, because she plays just as hard as she ever did. And sometimes that's the biggest hurdle to get over when you've been through what she's been through. But she has such an awesome approach. She just says, this is a part of my story now, and I wouldn't change it because it's made me tougher and who I am today. But I think the best thing for me is to watch the way she hasn't missed a step. She plays just as hard, just as aggressive. She's that same kind of tenacious Allison that everybody in Husker Nation has come to love. But she's got 18 months of sitting on the sideline and really learning and picking things up and viewing things the way we do as coaches. And now it just feels like there's another coach on the floor. She just seems to have a different kind of understanding about, what to call in certain situations and what to look for, when to push pace, when to pull up, when to, she just is, I've been most pleased with the poise that she's showing as she's returned to the court.
Another freshman from last year going into her sophomore year that really came along for you guys at the end of the season is Logan Nisley. We know she had the surgery. How is she progressing, and where do you expect her to be to start the season?
Yeah, Logan has had to miss a substantial amount of time after that off-season surgery, but fortunately for our team and our program, she's been gradually working back in to certain reps in practice and hasn't been 100% full go with all of the load, but just easing her back in. And so we're hopeful that we're going to have an opportunity to be working her into game minutes, hopefully this weekend.
You mentioned earlier about meshing, and with those new pieces that are coming in, and you had Birdie and of course Britt, and then with the pieces that you have coming back, what is that process like? And I'm sure it's a continued work in progress, but how do you get them to mesh all together?
Yeah, what we do is we take a look at a lot of different rotations and lineups, and they're getting opportunities to play with a lot of different players in practice. We really haven't gone to kind of like, okay, here's our top lineup, or here's our starters, or here's what we're just constantly kind of throwing new things at them. Okay, now you need to have the ball in your hand. Okay, now you need to play without the ball in your hand. Okay, now you're going to be the 4, now you're going to be the 5, you're the and just giving them lots of different challenges. And sometimes because of that it looks a little ugly, and sometimes we might stub our toe early, but our ultimate goal always will be to be playing our best basketball down the stretch and work those kinks out as we press into Big Ten play.
All right, well, coming up, the one exhibition contest against Doane on Sunday. What are you looking for out of your group? What are some of the things that you hope to take away from this exhibition contest against Doane?
Well, we want to see Husker tough. That's the biggest thing. We really feel like we need to be consistent with seeing Husker tough, and that means setting good screens, using our screens. It means getting through screens without getting touched on defense. It means talking even when you're a little tired out there on the court. Just little things, boxing out on every shot, not shying away from competition. And, so those are the biggest things for us that we want to see in this first exhibition game, is just everybody who gets an opportunity go all out and show us Husker tough.
And then the opener is always fun. It's the kids' day. You have kids from across the state coming in here. It's an early tip. How excited are you guys about that? How important is that? The way that you guys open up with that, the pep rally scrimmage or the pep rally game before, how important is that to your program?
It's huge. And first of all, I just can't say thank you enough to Keith Zimmer and the rest of our life skills staff that puts forth a lot of effort to make that day happen for us. But I think such an important day for our team to be able to connect to a lot of youth from across the state. And I think it's such a special, just opportunity for young people. As a mom who has, no middle schoolers anymore, I got two freshmen, but, who recently had middle school age kid, to be able to sit at an event like that and hear from athletes, not just from my team, but from the entire athletic department. And they're talking to these young people about, the things that they did to make their dreams come true and how to be a great teammate and how to dream big. And, just when, they wasn't so long ago that these Husker athletes were sitting right in those chairs and in those seats. And so, we've gotten a lot of feedback and letters from young kids that attended that event and how impactful it was for them to be a part of the sportsmanship rally, but then also to just get introduction to the talent that we can put on the court for the game, and for them to be able to be excited about, being at a Husker women's basketball game and start being excited about this particular team. So we can't wait for that day. We know it's going to be loud in there. We know it's going to be crazy, and we're certainly excited to have that opportunity again.
Absolutely. Well, Amy Williams, thank you so much for coming into the studio. Hey, next time you'll be in here, we will have games to talk about.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's kind of crazy, Jess. Like, you're starting to freak me out a little, but
you like this group. You're excited about this group this season.
I absolutely love coaching them. I love coaching them. I love coming to work every day. It's a really exciting group. I think Husker Nation's going to feel the same.
Yeah, so get on out to the exhibition contest coming up 6 o'clock on Sunday against Doane. You can get your tickets. There's some special packs available, plus single game tickets on sale now, huskers.com/tickets. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jess.
All right, we're going to step aside for a break here on Sports Nightly. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Want to boost Nebraska's economy and help the planet? It's as easy as filling up your tank. Switch to soy-based biodiesel to cut greenhouse gases by up to 74% and support biodiesel growth.
I'm Greg Anderson, a farmer near Newman Grove, Nebraska, and biodiesel has transformed our farm. It cuts emissions, raises the cetane number, and improves fuel lubricity.
So ask for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, economy, and Nebraska soybean farmers. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Cyber threats are everywhere. When is the last time you stopped to think about how you're protecting your business from potential data breaches, phishing scams, or ransomware? It's time to make cybersecurity a priority for your business. At Hamilton, our unmatched expertise and cutting-edge technology goes beyond basic defense, providing proactive, tailored solutions that keep your data, network, and digital assets protected. Better protection, better cybersecurity with Hamilton. Visit our website at hamiltonisbusiness.com to learn more.
Set, hike,
When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Looking for the ultimate sports watching experience? Head to Smash Park in La Vista, home of Husker Hangouts, Omaha's official watch parties. Your go-to spot for epic game day deals, delicious bites, and unbeatable fun. Catch every moment on our massive screens. Challenge friends to pickleball, axe throwing, and other games. Smash Park is where the action happens, whether you're cheering on the Huskers or just enjoying the atmosphere. Smash Park. Visit us today and turn your game day into a game night. Smash Park. Play, drink, eat.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Cox Mobile is hosting Huskers Hangout. It's Omaha's official watch party coming up Saturday out at Smash Park in La Vista. Now, the game kicks off at 11, big new kickoff on Fox. The event open to the public, all ages. They want all ages to come out and have some fun. Husker Hangout presented by Cox Mobile this Saturday at Smash Park in La Vista. If you need more information, go to huskers.com/hangout. Folks, here's what's on tap, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Busy weekend on the network. Volleyball tomorrow night, 6 o'clock pregame. Huskers host Illinois at the Devaney Center. Same time Saturday night for Husker volleyball, 7 o'clock, first serve, 6 for pregame against Michigan. Husker football, early start again, 11 a.m. kick, as we mentioned, with Ohio State. 7 a.m. for Husker game day. And we have both basketball teams will play on Saturday. The men will host Grand Valley State in an exhibition game at 1, pregame at noon with Kent Pavelka, and Ben McLaughlin will be with KP on Sunday. And then, as you just heard from Coach Williams, the Husker women will play Doane Sunday night at 6, 5:30 pregame coverage with Matt Codeney and Jeff Grease. That is what is on tap, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. We did the picks earlier in the hour. I'll come back and tell you how the chat room did in their picks last week. We'll do that as we wrap up tonight's show next.
Let Woodhouse Chevy help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle. From road trip adventures in a spacious SUV to tackling the toughest jobs in a powerful truck, our friendly and knowledgeable staff can help you find your next vehicle and take advantage of our current offers going on now. Woodhouse Chevy brings you 2 convenient locations in Omaha and Missouri Valley. Woodhouse Chevy. Together, let's drive.
For farmers, sustainability is a way of life. 97% of farms are family-owned, and 95% are participating in conservation programs and using sustainable practices.
I'm Ann Neese, a farmer near Elgin, Nebraska. I grew up on this land, and we're dedicated to being good stewards and leaving it better for the next generation.
Since 1980, U.S. soybean farmers have boosted production by 130%, all while lowering emissions and improving land and water use. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough.
Get a 2024 Ford Super Duty for 1.9% with Ford credit financing, or get $2,000 bonus cash only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we are born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and, much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Final few minutes of tonight's show. We did the pick segment earlier in the hour. Do want to say that Ethan was our YouTube chat room winner last week. He went 9-1. Well done, Ethan. Mike 7-3, Andy 6-4, and on the season, Joseph, the overall lead at 61-26. Has a 2-game lead on Shane, and then Andy is 4 back. So there's kind of your updated standings with the folks in the chat room. And I think most of them got their picks in for this week's bevy of games, which ought to be fun to follow. Pitt, one of the undefeated teams in college football, rolling Syracuse right now. They've had a couple of pick sixes in that game and a good one in the NFL between the Vikings and the Rams. Folks, there is a new blood donation competition happening around the Big Ten and among Big Ten schools. It's going to be $1 million prize on the line. Nebraska currently leading this thing. If you bleed Husker Red, go donate blood and submit for Nebraska at big10.org/Abbott, ABBOTT. before December the 7th. So again, you don't have to be in Nebraska to do it. You just got to get the certificate that you gave blood. You can go online and submit that, and you'll get credit to the Huskers. Wow, what a show. Thanks to Josh for putting it all together for us tonight. No show tomorrow. Husker Volleyball. We'll talk to you on Saturday from Columbus. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Woodhouse Ford, we make car buying simple. Whether you're looking for a spacious SUV or a powerful truck, let our friendly and knowledgeable staff help you into your next vehicle. Take advantage of current offers going on now. Shop online or in-store at one of our 3 convenient locations in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth. Shop with confidence at Woodhouse Ford.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Imagine a world where your office IT runs smoothly, securely, and effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus,